Apple just put out a software update for their MagSafe battery pack. Yes, software for a battery, and it is supposed to fix one of the biggest issues that I had with this accessory. So today we're going to talk about the results with this update and how much faster it charges, going from 5 watts up to 7.5 watts now. And with that, do you lose any battery capacity because of extra thermal loss? I just finished testing and retesting all of this, and if it is now worth it, coming in at $89 instead of $100 when it launched, instead of buying one of these Anker MagSafe packs. And pretty much my final thoughts and conclusions after having this thing for 9 months now. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, the first thing that I want to tell you guys is how to figure out if yours is updated, and if it's not, how do you update it? The easiest way is by attaching it to your iPhone and then going into your settings app. Go ahead and hit General, and then About, and scroll all the way down where you will see the MagSafe battery pack. Click into it and you will see the firmware version. Now the latest one is 2.7.B.0. That is the one that enables the 7.5 watt charging. Now if yours does not say that, there are a few ways to update it. Now the easiest way is just to continue using it, but then in that case Apple says that it could take up to a week for it to automatically update on its own through the MagSafe connection. Now the much faster way is to take it off, grab a USB-C to Lightning cable and connect it to your Mac, which has the latest software installed, or even to an iPad that has a USB Type-C port. You plug that in and wait about 15 minutes. And in that time frame, it should automatically connect, update, and then you just unhook it and then connect back on your phone to verify it. Or you can go into the About section, go into your devices, select USB, and then it will show up right there with the firmware. And with that out of the way, let's get into the results. Now, when this thing came out, it was a huge disappointment that even though it's called MagSafe, it only gave you 5 watts of charging compared to 15, which MagSafe is designed for. Now, of course, that's because of the low battery capacity. Technically, it's extremely slow, but because of Apple's higher voltage, it actually doubles, but it's still nowhere near one of these Anker battery packs. And I hope that the higher efficiency would help in terms of speed or capacity, but no, it really didn't. Now with this update, after the first 15 minutes, we reached 12% on our iPhone 13 instead of 8%. That is 50% faster charging right there. So pretty impressive results right out of the get-go. Now after a half hour, we are at 25% instead of 17. So we're still getting some pretty good scaling, and we're not seeing any slowdowns from higher heat, with the faster charging. Now after 45 minutes, we reached 37% with the update compared to 24% before. And after an hour, iPhone hit almost 50% at 49 compared to 32, meaning that we're getting perfect scaling, going from 5 watts to 7.5, in that we are not really getting any worse efficiency like we see with some third-party MagSafe chargers that also run at 7.5 watts. So that is very impressive. Now, before I give you guys the long-term results and how long it lasted, let me point out that if you were using a wired charger with USB Type-C to Lightning, after 30 minutes of charging, you would be at 56% compared to the new 25% with the update, or 17% with the old one. So that is a big gap, more than twice as fast as, for charging. And then after an hour, you could be at 84% instead of 49 or 32. That just shows you how much extra efficiency and speed you have charging with a cable, and you don't have to keep it on the back. Now with that, let's go ahead and move forward. After an hour and 15 minutes, we hit 57% compared to 40. So now we're actually seeing some slowdowns because we only gained 8 percentage points in that 15 minutes compared to before we were gaining 12. And then shortly after this, the battery ended up dying, giving us a total capacity of 60% charge on the iPhone 13, taking an hour and 20 minutes. Now, previously, it would actually take us an hour and 45 minutes to reach 57% charge, where now it took us an hour and 15. So this thing literally charged up the phone at a half hour faster than before. And with that, instead of losing capacity with the faster speeds that we typically would see, the efficiency also actually increased because we hit 60% charge instead of 57. So that is actually very impressive. That means that Apple fine-tuned, the charging mechanism. I'm not sure what else they changed, but not only do we get faster charging speeds, we also get higher capacity. So that is excellent. So with these improvements, is Apple's MagSafe battery pack finally worth purchasing? And the fact that you can buy one for 89 bucks now, or should you pick up an Anchor, and how has my experience been? Well, over the last 9 months, we have used Apple's battery pack, even though I have a lot of others. I have the previous Anchor version, the black one. I have this newer one that has some extra features. I have some other versions as well. And overall, it has been so-so. I think my favorite thing about it is just the fact that it is very nice and slim. And when I'm charging a battery and I'm using a pack, I typically just want to throw it in my pocket without having any extra cables dangle around. So it does work pretty well for that. Now, there have been multiple times where I was out and I had it connected and my battery wasn't charging just because it was too hot. Either I'm actually using it or it's just hot outside, like when we went boating and it just flat out wasn't charging. That has not changed, and that is a bummer. And that is where an Anchor will keep charging when you're gaming or doing something else. Now, the other nice thing about it, and I think really the biggest selling point, is to use as an actual charger itself, because when you plug a cable into it and you're using it to pass through charging to your phone, it will actually output about 12 watts. So instead of buying a puck for 40 bucks, you can buy one of these for 90, use it at your desk, daily to charge up your phone at night. And then when you think you might need it, you could just grab it, unplug, and take it with your phone. So that is the nice thing. Now, the other thing that's really nice about it is that it also charges up very fast. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes to charge compared to 3 hours and 15 minutes for an Anchor, either the black version that you can get for about 42 bucks or this new one. So those are the benefits, but that's pretty much where it stops. There's been plenty of times where I know that I want more capacity. For example, when we're going camping, and I will take something like an Anchor because it'll give me close to a full charge. Or the other biggest downside is the fact that it does not send power out of that lightning port. So you just are stuck with wireless charging, which takes longer. Now it's faster, but also it takes up more energy. Whereas with one of these Anchors, I can easily plug in a cable, plug in my phone, and get that much faster charging with less energy loss. With that, I also charge my Apple Watch if I bring along my little minimalistic charger. So these things are a lot more flexible. Now, this latest one that I bought for 60 bucks a few months ago, it's now selling for 70. So they raised the price, and it's still the same speed and everything else like before, but it has this nice little flippable stand thing that is really convenient if you want to charge and watch a video, and it's also slimmer as well. So is it worth the extra price compared to the black one? I don't know, it's up to you, but this now gives me kind of the slimness of Apple's version, but you also have a lot more flexibility. So personally, I think I would not be buying Apple's out, instead get one of these new Anchors. It just does a really good job for what you would use one of these for. You guys let me know down below if this is enough of an update to make you want to buy one of these or use it, or if you just go with something else. Click that circle above to subscribe. Check out one of those great videos right over there. This has been Max, and I'll see you in the next video.